Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey, everybody, how are y'all doing tonight? Welcome, one and all. Today is July 7th, 2026. This is episode 245, I think, of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. Welcome, wherever you're watching from, whether that be from the Pop Culture Warrior social media pages, or WTF Nation Radio social media pages, or U.S. Army WTF Moments radio pages. We're everywhere. Welcome to Nerdvana. But of course, I can't do it alone. No, sirree. I need my trusty co-host. And after his long hiatus, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all, to Mad Mike, everybody. Woo!
What's up?
Oh, God. What is up? Welcome. Hey, Samar and Matthew and Mary Elizabeth Wharton. What's up? How y'all doing out there in the old Facebook lands? If you're watching from home, let us know. And where you at? What you doing? What is Tuesday night? What are you doing? What are you doing? Where you watching from? Let us know.
Hey, you know what I figured out last week about
what's
Tuesdays? Which I don't know if the folks know. Maybe people know. I don't know. You know, Regal Cinemas, the movie theater chain.
Yeah.
They do it's like $5 or $7 movies on Tuesdays.
Are you saying there's somewhere better to be than right here?
I'm just saying.
Is that what you're telling me?
You don't have to go at 8 o'clock or whatever. You can go earlier in the day. Work all day long. Figured that out while I was on vacation.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maddie says he's watching 2.5 Men and making ribs with a drink.
Nice.
That sounds like a good Tuesday, man.
That's classic Charlie Sheen.
2.5 Men
and post.
I see 2 here. Is Mad Mike the half? I'm just curious. I'm obviously 2 men.
He's what is it, that thing? OnlyFans? God damn, man. It's got the OnlyFans, or it's the under the desk camera.
Under the desk camera, yes.
Anyways.
Jessica Jones says they still got the unlimited program at Regal. Do they still have the unlimited program?
Yes, they do.
They do.
But I'm not sure how it works. I don't know. I looked into it. I was like, it sounds like a great idea, but I'm sure there's a catch, and I'll be the victim of it. Because a lot of it's like no passes and shit, and it's like, does that count for no passes? I don't know.
You're gonna be like the Netflix thing where it's like I'm the one person with an account and everybody just shares it. Yeah.
If you want to use my Regal fucking rewards account, fuck yeah, I'll post it. You know how much points I be getting, player?
Yeah. I'm talking about that Regal unlimited.
Oh,
pass.
the unlimited thing. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah. So I don't remember if it was Regal.
I think you had it, didn't you? Or actual?
It might have been Smith. Yeah.
Oh, we know had it.
Somebody we had it. It was basically like. So there's different ones. There's the ones that were done by the chains themselves. There was like the Regal, the AMC, whatever. Then there was this like, it was almost like a credit card program where their whole business plan was, hey, you pay us a subscription fee and we pay your movie tickets.
Yeah,
and
that went away right away because it was a fucking scam and a half.
That went downhill. Now,
because fuck them over was New York, because they were like, oh, we'll pay you back or some shit. And in New York to see a movie was like $20 back then.
There was that, but there was also like, it was right in line with like COVID. And so their whole business was going to movies, and movies were shut down. So they imploded really quickly. Not that I think it was ever a good idea. It was never a good business idea, but COVID basically slammed the door shut on that.
It's also like even the fucking like the movie theater ones they have. It's like maybe 6 movies a year, because it's like monthly subscription. So it's like, how many movies do you see in a month? There's like 6, I would say, movies that people are going to pay to see every year. So it's not really worth it. At least not for me. That's the way I always looked at it. And then they also tiered it later. Like now it's tiered. So if you want to do like IMAX and shit, you got to pay more.
It says here, the Regal Unlimited. Let's see. Damn fucking ads popping up everything. Regal Unlimited movie theater subscription. Sign up for Unlimited for less than the cost of 2 tickets a month. You'll see as many 2D movies as you want, as many times as you want, whenever you want. It says, see everything with Regal Unlimited. You can see everything that interests you on the big screen. No risk because the ticket is already paid for. No blackout dates or limits to how many movies you can see in a day. However, premium formats, if you want to see a movie in a premium format like 40X, IMAX, RPX, ScreenX, you just pay a surcharge to cover the difference in ticket price. So you also get, you see any movie anytime, 10% off all food and non-alcoholic drinks, a free large popcorn and soft drink on your birthday. So once a year, you get a free large popcorn. Early access to new movies, opportunities to bring a friend with free to select showings. So select showings gets you a free +1. So it's, I mean, there's
but it says the cost of 2 tickets, which is what, $30 now?
Something like that. So for 3-month subscription, so let's say a 12-month contract is $311 plus tax. So what's that? So if you're looking at
one person,
311 88, you divide that by 12, so you're looking at like a monthly fee of somewhere between like $27 and $30. So if you pay more than, let's say, $30 by yourself, $30 a month to go to the movie theaters, I mean, it pays for itself, plus the discounts, plus the early accesses.
Yeah, well, fuck them. Why are we advertising their shit? I just wanted to tell you that they were on sale, man. I'm not trying to sell their fucking subscription plans. They don't give a shit. Man, we're fucking broke over here.
Can we get a kickback here? Come on.
You're like, everyone's like, I got the plan. Thanks, CQ. Like, fuck them.
Use bonus code PCW is a dummy at checkout, so that they can spit on us
for free here. Hey, what else do we got that no one fucking helps with? Fuck them.
Real quick, before we get any further in, I do got to say, tonight we're being joined. We have a guest tonight later on, 9 p.m. Eastern. In the second hour, we're being joined by Allen Ling, who's this phenomenal dude, man. Like, you hear, those commercials about like, he's the most interesting man in the world. This dude might qualify for the most interesting man. He's an actor, screenwriter, musician, comic book writer. He owns a couple different companies. Like, he's like, the dude does it all. He's been like, I think it was like Grammy nominated. He's a partner at Bringing Back Heavy Metal magazine. Remember that thing? That shit was awesome. The dude is legit in everything pop culture. So tune in for that, because what a fucking story. What a freaking badass he is.
What's his name? Allen King?
Allen Ling. L-I-N-G. Allen Ling. Awesome.
L-L-E-N?
A-L-L-E-N-I-L-I-N-G. Yes. It was so cool. I met him last year at San Diego Comic-Con, and here's this dude who's like larger than life and in so many different things. And he's like, let's go grab lunch. And we literally went to lunch together, and we sat and we ate and we had a great time. And we hit it off so much that like literally he texted me the next day. He goes, hey man, I'm going to lunch with John Bruno, who is like this legendary special effects, visual effects guy. Like, he worked on like all the James Cameron stuff, the Terminators, the Aliens, Avatar, like all of it. And he's like, I'm going to lunch with him. You want to join us? And so literally went to lunch with the two of them the next day, or 2 days later, whatever it was. But super cool dude. You guys are gonna love him. He's he's so awesome. And stay tuned for that. He'll be joining us. Not at the top of the hour, because he's running from one thing, but like within 5 minutes of the top of the hour, he'll be on. Anyway, dude, so many things happening. Speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, we are 2 weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con. And when I tell you, we have already lined up some phenomenal things. So the team, the three of us, myself, Nemo, and Plague, will be on site, on the ground at San Diego Comic-Con. We'll be checking out all the activations, all of the panels and interview. Like we've got so much lined up. It's freaking ridiculous. I cannot wait. I literally am giddy with anticipation. Unfortunately, Mad Mike would rather go do other things than join us at San Diego Comic-Con. So
is what it is. What are you gonna do?
You get what you get, and you don't
You
complain.
Don't get upset. Yeah, bitch. You want to go again by yourself, fucking asshole?
It's too much, man. It's too much. I was, I think 80% of the gray in my goatee came from last year, where I did it by myself.
Excuse me.
I think I was averaging like 16 miles a day, something like that, in walking, because it'd be like, okay, this interview is inside. And then you're like, okay, and then this interview is 3 blocks away at this hotel. And then you're like, all right, and now this activation is a quarter of a mile away in town. And dude, I'm just like hoofing it full speed all over the place. Anyway, it was wild. And needless to say, I'm excited to do it again this year, but also to have backup. That's what's going to be the biggest, most important thing for me this year, is that I'm going to have some help. What else? We're also going to be
I got something for you.
Let's go.
So you heard of the movie The Odyssey, right?
Yes,
Christopher Nolan,
yes.
Matt
It's
Damon.
a big topic of conversation right now. Yes.
Yeah, right. Whatever. There's a lot of bullshit that goes along with it.
Sure.
But I saw they're doing only critic reviews now, or whatever. Like, no one like you, I would say us, but I don't get invited. What do they call us? Influencers? Whatever. Like podcast folks. None of us are included. It's like only actual critics.
It's what they would consider to be, yes, legitimized.
What are your thoughts on that? And then also, like, I kind of feel like it's fucking bullshit, because aren't those people are all paid? So it's like, of course they're gonna give whatever you say a great review, because most of these major, like, the people that put out the movies, say, like, if it's Paramount or Disney, they own like all of the fucking media also. Mm-hmm. So it's like, of course you're snubbing. I feel like they're snubbing real, actual reviews by only going with these paid snobs.
Well, is it they're snubbing them, or is it that they're maybe concerned what the average viewer is going to say? Right. And then, because that's
what I was thinking. They're silencing the people, those fucks.
Watching us under their thumb. No, so let's be honest. You look at something like the Rotten Tomato scores, and you'll always, not always, a lot of times you'll see a very big difference between the critic score and the audience score. And
who's that fucking guy that talked about eating women and shit? Armie Hammer. He has a new movie that came out, and like the critics gave it like a 2, but it has an audience score of like 90. And there was another one too, than some other movie, and it's the same thing.
We've seen it a lot lately. Where like when Scream 7 came out, a lot of the critics were like, "Oh, it's just and then or not Scary Movie. Sorry, Scary Movie. Where the critics were like, it's just sad and blah, blah, blah. And then the audience score was like 92% or something like that.
Oh, no, what it was? That new one from that YouTube guy that I watched that's funny as fuck.
Yes.
Red-haired guy.
Obsession.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Obsession. Well, yeah, the critics gave that like a 10. Yeah. And it's got a perfect score still to the right now as we speak.
There are times where it lines up nicely, and there are times where it really doesn't. And so I do think that there are certain films where they know this is Oscar, Oscar bait. And so it's not meant for the general public. Like there's movies and there are films.
That's what my next thing was going to be like. So it's all because they want to set it up. They only have so many movies every year that they can give an Oscar to. Right. And they're not going to fucking give it to Spider-Man or Avengers.
No matter how much.
That'll be the end of the Oscar. Like, they'll never fucking do it. It could be the best movie ever fucking made, and they won't do it just because it's a comic book. And it's not art. it's fucking art because they fucking drew it first, you assholes. It's probably the purest form of art, aside from cave drawings, you cocksuckers. It came before fucking music and everything. So suck a dick, you fucking snooty pricks. But
Yeah, pretty much.
that's what I thought. And I was like, so, and of course they're all raving about it. I don't know. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I was like, these fucking cocksuckers.
It's interesting. So I'll give you guys, since Mad Mike brought it up, I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain. So I go to a lot of early screenings. So there, in the lead up to a movie's release, there are different things, right? There's the Hollywood premiere, right? There's the red carpet where the actors and the cast and all that, like they show up and they do that. That is considered a Hollywood premiere. Before that happens, you would see they'll do test screenings, right? So that's before the movie is ready to be premiered. They'll do test screenings. Those are really hard to get into because you have to be in certain criterias and certain things because they're looking at certain demographics and all these different things. And so that does two things. There's the early ones will do where they're like, you know, we're not sure, maybe we should tweak the movie or see what people like, what they don't. So you're not really always going to see the theatrical cut of the movie because it could end up changing. Then closer to release, they'll do a screening where it's for the motion picture board, where they'll basically, there's a select member of groups that see the film and they're the ones that give it the rating. They will determine based on their criteria and what they feel what the movie's rating will be. I got to sit in on one of those. It was pretty interesting.
You got like a clipboard, but they showed 3 cocks, so it's an R.
Basically, kind of.
It's showed a butthole.
It's weird, man, because it's a tiny, like, it's a theater, but in the sense of like, it's almost like a home theater where it's small and everyone's in suits. It's a very weird experience.
I'm surprised they don't just use AI for that now. Not to get sidetracked, but it's like just have it, plug the algorithm in there and then run it.
Whole separate thing. Okay, super quick side tangent, only because it's awesome. There was a guy who was very pissed at the Motion Picture Academy and how they rated movies and things. Now, in order to give a film a theatrical release, they have to watch the movie in order to give it a rating. So this motherfucker, to get revenge, shot like a 16-hour movie of paint drying. Because he knew they would have to sit and watch it in order to give it a rating. And so like that was his get back at the Motion Picture Academy, where he submitted this like 16-hour paint drying movie and they had to sit and watch it. Yeah, so I'm like, talk about petty. That's fucking petty. Anyway,
Mike type
so you've got the rating screening, you got the preview screening. Then, so after the Hollywood premiere and just before the full theatrical release, they'll do what they call preview screenings. And preview screenings are meant for members of the press to see the movie before it's released, because what they want is they want you to write up about the movie, what it was good, what it was bad, blah, blah, blah. And so like, if you ever wonder, like, how do they know what the movie's like before it even comes out? It's because there's a preview screening. Sometimes it'll be digital. They'll send links out. Sometimes they'll put it at a certain theater and you have to show up and at the big markets like New York, DC, California, etc. So I get to go to a lot of those preview screenings. Now, all that to say, the ones, because you brought up this point, the ones that are for like Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, some of the big companies, you need very special access in order to get an early look at it. It has nothing to do necessarily specifically with the movie, but they just, and I think part of it has to do with like piracy, because you know they're very secretive about these things. But literally, and I'll put this out there because I'll put them on blast. I don't care. It's like 100,000 unique. So let's say you're a podcaster. Let's say you're a live streamer. You need 100,000 unique viewers monthly in order to even qualify to submit your application to be considered. It is a thoroughly vetted process. Where a lot of companies, indie movies or smaller movies, like they're like, yeah, man, fucking, you gonna cover us? You gonna write about us? Yeah, come
They
on out.
send us. I watch so many like weird. Here, guys.
Yes, there's a lot of indie stuff, but even so I saw Jackass early. I saw what are some of the things I've seen lately?
Yeah, but that's not art. You got invited to the Sheep Detective.
The Sheep Detective, which apparently did well in theaters. I don't get it.
Shut
I
up.
don't get it.
That's how bad the market is.
I don't get it. But yeah, no, we get
A
invited
bunch
to a
of
lot of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so because I'll just be honest, I've been trying to get on those media lists for the big ones. And it's something that you have to basically put together a package, and it's a whole thing. It's a lot of work, a lot of analytics, a lot
I'll
of
show them
numbers.
my package.
And so if anyone's ever interested, and I'll just put this out there, you can go to let me see, what was the name of it? I think it was GoPhobe or something like that. GoFob. I think. Let me check. Double check before I put this out there. But nope, that's not it. What is it? Dang it. Shoot. There's a site you can go to.
Google it.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There's a site you can go to that allows you to sign up. Now you're not guaranteed. Yeah, GoFobo. They're on Facebook. GoFobo. But basically, they put out a lot of stuff. But once in a while, you'll see it pop up where it'll say like, "Hey, if you're in this area, there's an early, preview of this movie, and you have to show up at this time." Doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get in, but if you get there early enough, you can get in. So, and they're meant for press screeners. But what happens is, in a given area, there's 10, 15, 20 press members. So instead of just having those 20 people, they say, fuck it, let's fill the audience, 200 capacity, whatever. And then that way they also get a little bit of word of mouth. So people could be on social media like, oh my God, I saw this movie early and da-da-da-da. So you're not guaranteed to get in, but you can sign up and hopefully, get in on it. It was gofobo.com, GoFobo. And you can see upcoming screeners and events. So like, let's say you wanted to see, let's see what they have right now. The Odyssey, perfect example. The Odyssey, I can see that they've got screenings in Boston. Livonia. I don't even know where that is. Sacramento, San Francisco, Tempe, Las Vegas, Nashville, San Diego, Indianapolis, Tigrid. I don't know where the fuck Tigrid is, but yeah. So you could literally look up what screenings are happening near you, and then try to get passes to it. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, when I first heard they were doing that, I thought it was bad, and then now that they've been doing it, and of course all the reviews are raving, and it's like nobody I don't think I know anyone who's agrees with what the critics say. I never met anyone who's like, oh, the critics said this movie's great, and then I went and saw it and it was a great fucking movie. It's usually the complete trash. So
Yeah.
it's like, and then I watched the trailer and it's like, yeah, it seems like a really slow fucking boring movie. And then also don't like how he's doing all this woke bullshit and changing everything. That's a great fucking story. I don't know if you read it, but I read it in school and shit.
I can't read.
And it had so much potential. I'm like, fuck. And Matt Damon seems like he really crushes it or whatever. It's kind of feel like it's a perfect role for him. But
I
we'll
mean,
see.
am
Am I gonna pay I don't know, fucking IMAX? The closest one to me is an hour drive, and then I gotta pay more money. And I was like, I'll watch it on TV for free. I think that's the conclusion I already came to, based on everything I saw. I fucking went and saw fucking Toy Story 5, which crushed it, by the way.
Yeah, Toy Story 5 was good. That's one of the ones I saw early. I got to see Toy Story 5. That was good.
Will Odyssey live up to that? Probably not.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's probably like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, add him to Christopher Nolan. Add him to the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I wanted to see it. I like his shit. I think he has a good, like, his view and stuff's really good on stuff, but he's also really like fucking nerdy with film. Like, oh, I'm gonna film it all on like 45 millimeter. I'm like, nobody knows what the fuck that is anymore.
Have you seen what an IMAX roll looks like?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Insane. It's insane.
And he filmed the whole thing on that. And it's like, holy fuck, they just peed like, I don't even want to know how much they peed on film alone. Probably like $5 million.
Just store the damn thing. So for those that don't know, little techno geek, a lot of times when you see IMAX theater in your area, it's like a reformatted IMAX, and they send it digitally, and it's not even. But like
it's like if you have a
IMAX.
So it's like if you have the perfect examples, like if you have TV, I have a 1080p TV, but the thing's streaming and no, you have a 4K TV, but you're watching cable, which is only broadcast in like 720i. So it's like you're not getting the full experience. It up converts it to try to make it somewhat better.
I would
Xbox did it too.
I would say it's the opposite because
you think it's the opposite?
Well, because when they shoot it in IMAX, it's meant to be an IMAX, but then when they send it to these theaters that aren't IMAX, they have to down compress the image to give it a quote unquote IMAX, but it's really just compressed down.
Yeah.
A true IMAX theater, like if you go to a true one, it is fucking enormous.
Massive.
And 2, they actually have the IMAX film, the reels, which, you know, a typical movie reel is like this big, whereas an IMAX reel is like this. Each image, like you could hold it.
Wide.
It's
like a
roll.
You're looking at pictures like fucking a bunch of 8x10.
Yeah, the IMAX roll for a film is ridiculous. Like, you know, the typical film reel, we've all seen it. It's about that big, right? It looks like a CD, but you know, whatever. They need trucks to transport the IMAX reels for a movie. Like they need trucks for one reel.
And this folks like, I'm filming the whole thing in, and it's going to be 3 hours and 45 fucking minutes.
I want to see if I'm going to pull up a picture.
Right time on it.
Actual IMAX. I know, right? IMAX reel. Let me see. Let's see images. Yeah, it is fucking insane. Holy shit. So okay, hang on. I gotta. You gotta see this. Let's see. Put this here. Put
2 hours, 45 minutes.
How do I get this? It's been a minute since I put something on the screen. Let's do. But yeah, the point is it's freaking huge. It's wicked huge. Let's see image. There we go. We're getting there. I still remember how to do this. It's been a minute. Okay. Oh my God, that thing is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This. Yeah, I forgot I don't have audio in there. It's such a dummy. Anyway, point was.
Look at this camera.
That was the size of the IMAX. Sorry, audio cut out. That was my bad. It's massive. It's so fucking huge. And that was the Oppenheimer IMAX reel. And it's insane. It's insane. I don't even know. How do you qualify for that? Wouldn't be a show without tech issues. Yeah, I know.
See if you can see that. Look at the fucking camera the guy has. That's just one of the mini cameras. Yeah. This thing is fucking like a.
Yeah.
It's like a rocket launching system.
Yeah,
they're massive.
They are massive.
Anyways,
yeah, but Point being, IMAX. I don't even know how the fuck we got on IMAX, but it's
That's
meant
Chris
for
only thing he
yeah.
films in.
So that was the whole thing. So for a guy who prefers IMAX over everything, like the popcorn buckets, they're the big thing. They're the big rage. So for Odyssey, they have one that's the horse rearing up, and it's massive. It's like you need 2 hands to hold this thing. But the alternate special edition popcorn bucket for the Odyssey is actually an IMAX camera. It's a replica IMAX, and then you just fill the top of it full of popcorn. But and it makes sense. Like, of all the movies to do that for. At first, I was like, why a camera? There are other movies shot in IMAX, but then I'm like, well, it's Christopher Nolan, and that's his thing. That's his thing is IMAX cameras. So
Good for him.
yeah, but these popcorn buckets, they're just getting out of control.
Like, and then you I don't know. When I went to the Regal, like they had this weird you go through this maze now to go to the popcorn and shit, and they have all the fucking gear there. And it's like they don't sell any of it. They had all the last I don't know movies from May. They never still buy this shit. It's like, are they making any money off this?
I mean, it cost them $1 to fucking print these things, so it's not like they need to make money off of it. I'm trying to see what the prices are.
Did you see? You talked about test screenings. Mm-hmm. So they supposedly, because of how bad Supergirl did, there's all this drama coming out now. Supposedly they did a bunch of test screenings, and then they chose to re-edit and reshoot parts of the movie. So I guess part of when you do a test screening is they give it a score.
Yeah,
and it got a 60. The peak it hit was 60, which apparently is pretty low. Usually if they test at a 60, then they go to the previews and shit, they get better reviews, or they do another test screening and it goes higher from there. It peaked at a 60, and they had hired 2 different editors. One was this dude that worked with Quentin Tarantino, and one was the director's friend, and I guess the Quentin Tarantino guy was James Gunn's buddy.
Yeah.
And they basically went with his version, and supposedly the guy was butthurt. But then they said it was minimal difference between the 2 cuts. You couldn't even tell if you watched it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's...
Did you watch it? Or did you already talk about this? I don't know. I've been going for a while. If you already talked about it, don't worry about it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I didn't watch it either. The kids want to see it, but I've been kind of putting it off because it's I was going to see it on Tuesday, and I found out it was cheaper. I'm going to probably go next Tuesday.
A good friend of ours who is a cinema whore, in that he gives everything a good rating. Some of his favorite movies of all time are the Fast and Furious franchise. So that should tell you all you need to know about this person. He went to see it, and I just remember the quote being, "Supergirl, more like super no." And I was
that's right.
Not hilarious, not funny, but funny in that it's not.
It's just a lot. He's entertaining. If you showed him the paint drawing video, probably this is fucking great.
This is peak cinema. This isn't a movie. This is cinema.
Reminds me of that time I was wearing this shirt.
Matthew said, "I'm starting my own live show, and it's a struggle." Hey, you're starting your own live show? Let me know. Hit me up. Hit me up in the inbox. I'm curious. I'll check it out. I love supporting fellow live streamers.
Anywho, bottom line, if they would have paid me my $250K a year, I would have told them it was a shitty fucking movie.
Let's see. By the way, I looked it up. The IMAX film camera popcorn bucket will be selling $50, $49.99.
Fuck, are you kidding me?
And the Trojan horse popcorn bucket is $69.95. $70 for a plastic
kidding me?
popcorn bucket shaped like a horse.
Fuck out of here. You know what I would pay that for? The fucking Infinity Gauntlet filled with popcorn.
I mean,
or if it was Jackass, you do some dude's butthole with a car in it. I don't know. I would pay that for $60 for that.
It's
I'm paying that shit.
it's a butt, right? And you have to reach in for the popcorn, but they also have like Nutella and peanut butter in there. So as you pull it out, the
that's a
popcorn's
throwback
all.
to the first one. Remember when he shoved the Matchbox car up his
I
asshole? And
remember.
it got off?
They showed it in the movie.
Same
trust
thing.
me.
On the very bottom, you get a Matchbox car. It's a mystery one. You never know which one you're gonna get. Fucking great concept. Yeah, the tidy whitey underwear, like at the bottom of the thing. They should tire me to market shit.
I mean,
Anyway.
I'm telling you, we could absolutely have.
It's just absurd though, and it's like
genius ideas.
And then what does it hold? 4 popcorn kernels? You ever see some of these buckets too? And it's like, what do I get? A handful of popcorn? No, take a large for $10, please. Like, fuck, I gotta have a heart attack during the movie. I need a bunch of salt and flavored butter flavor.
Oh my god, you guys are nuts.
You could buy. I keep fucking plugging Regal. They better fucking hook us up. You could buy like they have the yearly bucket is like $40 for the year, and you refill it for like $2 every time you go back or something, or $5. I don't know. It's like half price. The fucking $70 for a horse thing that I'm gonna fucking throw out in like 2 months anyways. I'm like, why do I got a horse here? What the fuck? Like, forget that I even saw the movie. Like, it's a fucking movie with the stupid fucking tranny in it. God damn it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. Hey Matt, man.
I know what they're gonna have in stock in the aisle when I go to Regal in 2 weeks.
go to Five Below. It'll be there soon.
Marshalls.
Say Matt, I threw you a follow, man. Unpopular opinion guy. Shout out to him, man. Hit me up, dude. I'd love to connect with you and see what we can do. Fellow Army vets, man. We gotta look out for each other. But anyway,
only like 18 million of you. Anyway, did you see the fucking Heat 2 is actually like a thing now?
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening. Got a pretty badass cast. I was kind of like, happening. What the fuck? Why? The first one is like everyone raves about it, but man, I fall asleep every time I watch that movie.
Speaking of,
it's like 3 hours long, and there's like 4 good parts in the whole movie. A lot of it's just like these like slow, like I don't know. It's like when Michael Mann was trying to figure out his formula.
I don't know. There's a bunch. Okay, so I had notes. I did actually have notes.
Fuck you, no, you didn't.
I didn't. Totally. I was running so behind.
I'm gonna wing it. I got nothing.
Yes. First of all, Anubis, yes. We blame the Dune popcorn bucket craze. It started with Dune with the goddamn, you know what it looked like. And that like just completely changed the popcorn bucket industry. It launched one overnight. It's just insane. It's insane. I don't understand it. I really don't. Coming from a guy who loves collectibles and props and all types of nerdy things, I don't understand the popcorn bucket craze. I don't. I
bought like a few of them because when the kids are younger, they wanted them. You use it that day, and then I just throw them out.
My kid got for the Super Mario Galaxy one. He got the Yoshi. Yeah. It was like $70 for a fucking Yoshi that does nothing.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Same thing at Disney does that shit too. Now, we gotta buy the new one. I'm like, no, I'm not buying this shit anymore. It holds like 5 fucking popcorn kernels. No, I'm fucking out. And I got a stack of them in the garage. And some asshole like, oh, you could sell them on eBay. It was like Gary Vee or some fuck. Like, I'll throw them in a garage sale. It's sold on eBay for $100. I put that shit on eBay and it cost me money. Like, nobody buys this shit, all right? Because everyone got suckered the same way. You know, their kids are going to see it. Can we buy that? Can we buy that? That's what they bank on. And they probably buy 1,000 of them for fucking $2. You know, they pay some freaking Chinese people to make them for 2 cents.
Yeah. This was the story that I really wanted to talk about. There's a couple. But what are your thoughts? And we have bashed Sony for so many things over the years. I'm no fan of Sony. Their movies, their technology, their gaming console, everything. They went out on what I'm going to say is the biggest limb of biggest limbs, like putting Jared Leto in multiple movies. They went out on the biggest.
Yeah.
It was less risky for them to be like, we're gonna do a Jared Leto movie where he's the only character, like an Eddie Murphy style where it's all Jared Leto. Would have been less risky. They have publicly said that starting in January of 2028, which is a year and a half from now, they will no longer produce physical discs games. They will not be making physical. And here's the craziest thing of it. Timeline wise, they announce it within days of news breaking that they are deleting 551 movies from their servers. Meaning, if you bought the digital edition of this movie, you don't get to have it. Because not only is it, it's not even like, oh, we're pulling it from sale. They are deleting it from your hard drive. You have purchased the movie, and you can now not watch the movie because they will delete it from your account.
Yeah. So that's like, if Xbox said it, like, yeah, all right, fucking A, yeah, who the fuck's, I mean, I don't buy discs. You don't buy discs. Only my brother does. He's the only person I know that buys a disc. But the fact that Sony said it, who's like the most hacked platform ever, like, it's like you sign up, oh, let me go to a PlayStation store. It's like it's a 50-50 whether you get hacked or not. Like, and then it's like stuff like that. They're always deleting shit. They just don't want to run their fucking software part of the whole fucking thing. So it's like the fact that they can't get that to work, and then they're like, we're only going to sell digital, and it's like you're alienating everyone that has your console now, because people aren't signing up for your online service because they're tired of getting hacked. You got to have a fucking Credit Karma or whatever the fuck that hacking. What's the hacking? Whatever. Yeah. Not plugging any other shit. You have some goddamn monitor your credit score to fucking play the goddamn thing, because you don't know some asshole in China's taking out a mortgage in your name.
So, I was flabbergasted last week when they announced that, like, okay, 551 titles are being removed, and regardless of if you bought it, like, then if you're gonna do that, then they need to refund you your purchase.
Yeah, because
they're gonna delete it from your console
thing. Like, you own that movie. Like, I own shit like on like movies to go and shit that I could still access. Like, remember we used to buy a DVD and they had them digital. I still have that fucking thing
with the digital code.
Yeah, like, and it still works. Like, God bless Disney. Fuck. I mean,
yeah.
Anyways.
So
it just shows you they're not running shit. They're probably taking that memory. They like, we need these servers. They got them old ass servers, and they're like, we need this room because we're gonna go digital in fucking 2 years.
Like, but how tone deaf can you be that you announced this thing? It became huge nationwide headlines about how they were deleting all these people's, and so they're like, fuck it, let's double down. You know what's worse? We'll just stop making physical copies of shit, like, oh, you thought, like, it's almost as if the reaction was, well, this is why we need to start going back to physical media because they're deleting it. And then they went, oh, no. Let's snip that shit in the bud. We're just not going to make physical
we're not going to make
copies.
Shit. Fuck you guys. Go ahead. Find a DVD. Find a game, you assholes.
And what's crazy about it and criminal about it is, I mean, there's so many things, is they're not going to charge you any less. Like, there was a time where you could say, hey, a game's development cycle costs this much, and we need to print them, we need to ship them, we need to store them, like, we need all box art and all these things. And so that's why, you have to pay $60. Now they're going $70, and you know what? Fuck you. We don't have to pay none of those things, and the savings go into our pocket.
Yeah.
And we're going to charge you more.
Guess what, cocksuckers? You're going to play it for about a month until we fucking take it off our servers, and you never play it again, too. So thank you very much. Enjoy your fucking piece of shit PlayStation. And by the way, the HDMI port's going to fucking break, because you know how many people I watch on fucking the reels that fix those fucking things? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't see them fix any Xboxes, by the way. Only PS5s.
It's fucking criminal.
Also, you would be surprised by how many fucking roaches live in those things.
Yes, they love that spot. honestly, the best thing to come out of it is all the companies that started like roasting them over it.
Yeah, it was like even the shitty car people from Texas.
Yeah, dude.
Gas
KFC,
Monkey.
well, KFC was like, we're no longer going to be making, chicken sandwiches. We're switching to an all digital model. You can download our sandwich and like tell us.
But the fucking best part is Sony's so tone deaf and they don't give a fuck. They're like those people that like chicks that are married to like an abusive husband. Like, oh, he'll change. He's not gonna keep beating me. That's like PlayStation. Those are PlayStation people right there. Like, it's like the abuse.
Sony fanboys are like, they do it because they love us. They really love us. They just
like all fucking PTSD and traumatized. Like we didn't get the fucking counts. Like. What's that subscription like psychiatry thing? Should fucking do ads on PlayStation.
You gotta get those the commercials like, have you been hurt by whatever? Call 915.
You got your fucking whole fucking digital shit deleted by Sony.
Yeah.
Call Mad Mike and CQ. We fight for you.
We fight for you. Have you taken it up the rear by Sony? Have you been impacted?
You fucking paid $2.99 for fucking Half Baked and they deleted it. We got you.
We'll get you a full refund. We'll get you Sony store credit, which will be
Enjoy
useless.
Those Sony exclusives. Fucking idiots.
So yeah, Sony. I
so out of touch with everything. And it's like, how the fuck are they still in business? Like how?
I don't get it. Now the side of the side subject of that, the related topic is, it was announced recently that Grand Theft Auto 6, which is one of the most anticipated games of all time,
which I don't get,
is going to be digital only across all platforms.
Yeah, for how much is it now? Did they say
it's like
$2,200?
$75 starting, and then if you want like the premium, it's like $100 or more. Okay. But so there's so many great stories coming out of that. One was I pray. Let me just, please, I got to get this out.
Go ahead.
I pray that this was just a troll. I really do. I really, really, really do. Because if it is, kudos, you got him, great. But there's a guy who went online and said, I got the hack for y'all. He goes, I just leveled out my 401k, took out 50 grand. Because there's apparently a $500 exclusive VIP bundle for the game or some shit like that. And he goes, I bought 100 copies of the VIP $500. He's like, it cost him whatever, $5,000, $50,000, whatever it was. And he's like, and so when all these fuckers are coming looking for it, I'll be the only one to have it. And then I'll be making millions of dollars. And I'm like, normally, genius idea, right? You corner the market. There are no physical copies.
Yeah.
It's digital only, meaning they can produce, there will be no limited quantity.
I prefer people like that hear that out, because then I know, thank God because then I know you're a fucking retard, and I don't deal with you, I don't interact with you.
I'm like
the people that drive with their handicap placard on the mirror. It's as soon as I see that, I'm like, I'm not talking to them. I'm not going anywhere near that one. Just because they're fucking retarded, all right? You can't do a simple thing and say something before you drive on it.
I can't imagine that's real. I can't imagine. It has to be a troll.
I would have to see the video and see.
And he's convincing. He's definitely convincing.
Watch his other videos. If he does other dumb shit, look, if you fucking put this in the microwave, if you wrap this in aluminum foil and stick it in the microwave, it cooks it faster. Then
definitely a Tide Pod eater. Definitely a Tide Pod eater.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the other one. So, there's the question of can Grand Theft Auto 6 live up to the hype and all this and all that. It recently became open for pre-order. That's why this guy bought, quote unquote, $50,000, whatever. A report came out
I'll be seeing him at Walmart, by the way.
A report
He
came out
retired.
that the cost of GTA 6 at this point, the production cost is nearing somewhere of $2 billion to make this game, which is insanity, right? And you think it's just got to be it would have to sell a ridiculous amount to even come close to making its money back. What if I told you that early reports that the pre-order of this game has eclipsed $3 billion?
I wouldn't be surprised because people are so stupid.
I
got a number of things. So I haven't played it since like 2. Maybe I played 3. I think I might have played 3, but I didn't.
2 was a top-down pixel game. I'm pretty sure you probably played it.
The last one I played was like when we lived together. Anyways, it was years ago. It's the same fucking shit over and over again. It's not groundbreaking. Fucking Call of Duty has more groundbreaking shit than Grand Theft Auto. It's the same fucking game over and over again, with a slightly different story and a slightly different world. It's all the same thing. Oh, I'm a criminal, but you're some stupid criminal trying to
work my way up the chain.
Working your way up. It's the same thing. It's just your different versions. Like, I'm a fucking part of the whatever, some Mexican cartel. I'm part of the Italians. I'm part of the blacks. It's like, how the fuck are they spending so much money on developing the same thing? They have it all preset. Like, you just reskin it. It's go over and take a tour of fucking Assassin's Creed studios. Like, take a couple pictures or videos of what they're doing. It's the same fucking concept. Like, how the fuck are you spending so much money on nothing groundbreaking? It's still cartoony. It's not realistic. If they're like fucking Madden puts more into fucking making the next game. Like, at least those people look realistic. Like, sometimes you're like, oh my god, I thought I might have been watching a real game. It's the same shit over and over again. So how the fuck are they spending so much money on it?
It's a fair question.
I think it's all bullshit, and they're just like stretching it out because for some reason people that are dumb and don't care about any like stupid storylines like love that fucking game. I feel like if you're like, I'm a gamer. And from now on, be like, what's your favorite game? If you say Grand Theft Auto, it's like, okay. That's like the same person who's like, what's your favorite movie? Fast and the Furious? Yeah, I don't your fucking views are fucked.
So I'll say this. Anytime, and it really started with Grand Theft Auto 3. I mean, they were groundbreaking in the sense of like the open world game really was birthed with Grand Theft Auto 3. And very quickly, a lot of companies did it, like Assassin's Creed and others.
That's the last groundbreaking thing they've done.
So those kind of games, we call them fetch quests, right? It's talk to this guy, go over there, get me that thing, or go over there and kill that guy. And it's just that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So yes, it's the story that's different, but it's really the same mechanics over and over and over. What has been interesting is the progression of Grand Theft Autos up until this point, up until 5, was, like you said, it was really a copy and paste, just a different story, but a lot of the, police chasing and stealing stuff and killing people and climbing up the ladder and all these things were pretty much the same. They really were. The mechanics got a little bit better, the AI got the NPCs got a little bit better, et cetera, et cetera. I'm interested because all the hype around Grand Theft Auto 6, the things they've talked about, it's crazy. And I don't know if it's going to be a good thing, and I don't know if the people are going to like it, because obviously visually it's going to look the best it's ever looked. Of course, yeah, it's going to look great. Size-wise, it's going to be massive. Yes. It's going to be 100 times bigger than any other game. Yes. What I'm curious about are those mechanics of like if you rob a place, if they can hit the panic button before you stop them, then you get police. And if they don't, then the police don't come, right? Because you successfully robbed them. And then, and I don't know how real this is, but apparently the criminal aspect of it, the consequence, there is consequences in that you get into a shootout or you get chased by the police. Yes, you can evade them. Boom, you got away, no problem. But if you get captured, you actually have to serve jail time. And
That's
jail
the
time
catch. That's
in
how
this
they're doing
game,
it all. They're going to give you 5 years. You can't play the game again for 5 years. Smart. Fucking nailed it. So smart. We only built like 3 fucking parts of the game. Everyone can only really play 15 minutes.
15 minutes. That's how we keep everybody off the servers. They only can play 15 minutes at a time. Now, there is consequences like firing a gun will get you. It's basically like a ban of like 2 hours or something like that, where you'll have to. So like the idea behind it is that you really have to choose wisely. You have to consider and weigh the consequences of, I don't want to get kicked off the game. Now, how much will people like that?
Be good citizens now, and it's just gonna be like The Sims. They just fucking are releasing The Sims in Miami, fucking assholes. It's better if I just have a family and I just sit in the back and barbecue.
Apparently, you can get a job and you can actually make money working your job in this game. It's crazy. It's crazy. The things that they're talking about doing in this.
But I also heard the one that's coming out whenever the fuck it's coming out this year. I don't know. They keep switching around. I don't only have so much brain power. It's only like part of the game. Like you can only play like single player. Is that true? I don't know. That was like a month ago. I heard that
for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's like you can only play like single player mode to a certain point or something.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a single player game. Grand Theft Auto Online, which think of it as like Call of Duty, the way it splits the single player campaign versus like the online component is technically separate. You could install them separately, even though it's one, you buy one game, it's installed separately. So Grand Theft Auto Online, which is it connects to the game, but it's technically its own thing. So when you play the game, you are playing solo, you're playing by yourself. I don't think there was going to be a co-op because I know there's 2 antagonists. There's like the guy and the girl, but I think just like in the Grand Theft Auto 5, it's just jumping between the 2. I don't think it's a co-op.
I thought there was some other features that were all blocked because they didn't finish it or whatever.
Well, yeah. It says here, GTA 6 is launching as a strictly single-player experience with no integrated co-op or online multiplayer modes available at release. Although the pre-order notes on the PlayStation Xbox stores explicitly list the game as one-player offline title, Rockstar may introduce the online component in a post-launch update, similar to how they did GTA Online. So the online is not included in your copy of GTA 6 when you purchase it. So you're paying premium prices for a game that is not online and co-opable and all that. Yeah.
It's going to be a PlayStation, not going to have a disc.
And you won't have a disc. Well, they're not doing this at all. Now. GTA 6, they're not doing this at all. And then the other, and so now let's jump over to the Xbox side of it. To jump on the bandwagon, I think Sony did such a smart thing to kind of jump on the bandwagon, which I know we're at the top of the hour. I'm just waiting for our guest to join, and then we'll take a quick break to get him all set up. But to try to join in on Sony, Microsoft announced that for their next Xbox, that it will be playable. You'll get the Xbox games, but it'll also be PC games will be playable on it. So you'll actually be able to stream and play. Hey, there's our guest. You're in the green room, buddy. I'll be with you in 1 second. We're just wrapping up this first block. So you will be able to play your PC games and things as well as, those games. But all right, guys, we're going to toss it to a quick break. I'm going to go welcome my guest, and we'll be back with more show here in a few minutes. Mad Mike, thank you for joining us as always. Anything you want to say to the fine folks at home before we say goodbye?
Nope.
Rude as always. Mad Mike on brand. All right, guys, we'll be back with more show in just a few minutes. Go get some water. Shots.
You there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, what do you think because the show is going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
In the shadows of the city bright, where heroes rise and take the fight, there's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ with the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Marvel at the twists and turns, villains playing heroes learn. Every episode we'll discern lessons from the past to learn. Games we play and books we read, CQ's lessons what we need. Memories that make us bleed, together we will take the lead. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another fight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight.
Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. It is hour 2 of our programming block here on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. I am so excited. We've been talking, we were talking earlier tonight about this incredible guy and how we met at San Diego. We're going to talk all about it. I got to do him justice. So, tonight, we are joined by a creator who has lived about 5 creative lives all at once. Actor, writer, producer, singer, songwriter, music video maker, comic creator, publisher behind the amazing GenSeven Creations. His work stretches from award-winning music films, to original graphic novels. He's also part of the bigger indie comics ecosystem that keeps showing up at places like San Diego Comic-Con, where we first met. So we're going to talk about building stories, building songs, building worlds, and what it actually takes to keep creating when you refuse to stay inside of just one little box. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me introduce tonight's guest, the amazing, the incredible, the most interesting man I've ever met, Mr. Allen Ling, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes,
that was
sir.
an amazing introduction. I haven't gotten one like that ever.
Hey, that's what one thing I pride myself on is blowing up the spot on my get. No, dude, you are so fucking cool. I told the folks at home that we met at San Diego and we went to lunch and we were swapping stories. You're telling me your stories, I'm telling you my stories, and it was so fun. It was so amazing, and we got to sit. Then we had lunch with John Bruno, and like it was. You honestly made my San Diego Comic-Con one of the best highlights of anything I've had in a long time. So thank you for that, and for then
You're very welcome.
coming here to grace us with your presence. I know you're a hardworking man. You're a busy guy, but we got to dive in. So I don't want to waste your time. So we're gonna go right into this.
Okay.
Mr. Ling, you are one of those guests that the title card almost needs like a whole second line because actor, writer, producer, singer, songwriter, publisher. When you explain yourself to someone and like, let's say this person has no idea who you are, what you do, what do you lead with? How do you describe yourself?
Well, I do have a license to do physical therapy. That's the first thing, right?
On top of that,
and so
yeah.
I actually have a license in Hawaii, and I have a license to do it in California. So I treat a lot of vets, and that was one of the things when I opened up is we got on the Tri-Rest and Tri-Care, and I said I'm going to treat vets, honor our warriors, and this sacrifice, not just the service. So that was my main thing. Was I love people, and if you love people, you're gonna love everybody, and you take care of everyone too. And I try to, I try to do my best to take care of everyone who I come into contact with. That said, physical therapy, you're connecting with people constantly, right? And one of my things that I had to give up. I gave up a lot of my creative stuff to become a businessman and a clinician at the same time. And so I was not doing any creation for a long, long time. I was just treating patients and creating health and relationships. And so later on, I got a gig at Pixar animation studios. One of the doctors who was an occupational medicine doctor, a guy named Michael Fishman. He knew our group was really good at getting people better. And he goes, hey, why don't we give you guys a crack? Why don't you go meet the people who make the decisions and see whether they want to take you in? And they took our group in, and I was one of the main physical therapists seeing everyone at Pixar. And, people at Pixar, it may all seem like fun when they do the movies, but it's some of them work 24 hours straight trying to meet a deadline. So I don't, and they're in front of 3 screens, just sitting there and just picking away at pixels and trying to get all the details right. And I had one guy who was working on the scene where there's Sydney in Finding Nemo. He'd been working on it for a year, and it only shows up for a few seconds. But they're pick and pick and pick and pick at these things until it's like as close to perfect as possible. So you're working with, perfection. And you're doing entertainment, and it's a lot of pressure. So my job is just to keep everybody working and healthy. So I didn't feel any pressure.
There you go. And
Yeah.
I'm curious because you've worked in comics, you've worked in music, you've worked in film, publishing, production, all these different things. Take us back a little bit. Which one was the kind of original creative itch for you?
Comics. Comics, man. When I was 4 years old, I was already looking at them and reading them, and I learned how to read with comic books. God, back then it was, you already had Prince Namor, Submariner and the Hulk. You already had Thor, Spider-Man. All that stuff was already there. I was, it was in the 60s, right? So I was already looking at all that stuff, and it was, that influences you. And then, you grow up with it. I continued to, even later on into my 40s. And so I was, uh, Dark Horse Comics, Image. I looked at, and then of course, teenagers, boys weren't supposed to be looking at heavy metal, but I was looking at Heavy Metal magazine.
Yes,
And it was just a captivating art, and the women were all, always beautiful, and the stuff was always violent and sexy violence, whatever it was. That was the Heavy Metal magazine.
It fed all the testosterone needs, all of it.
Oh yeah.
Did you have an early favorite, like an early favorite hero or story or line?
It was always, I like the Hulk. Because he always threw a tantrum. It's like, I throw you a tantrum. It's like, oh, that's cool. You could just Hulk out. I'm not that I've hulked out a lot, but I've had my moments. So everyone does.
I feel like we channel our favorites. It's because it's like, I wish I could do this thing. I wish I could Hulk out on people. I wish I could, beat down injustice and things like that. So, I'm curious, as you've developed all these different things, because, the music and the filming and all this. So you started with comics. Which one of those kind of surprised you as far as something you kind of maybe fell into and got into it?
Well, it was the I think there was Last Gasp, which is like these Triple X comic books that I kind of like, was sneaking around and looking at those too. But the whole nightmare of the creative realm of coming up with some really weird story that still has an amazing attraction to our fascination of just, I got to read this thing over and over again, because what was going on in this guy's head when he was drawing it and writing it, right? And so I would say that the stories plus the images combined always kind of made me just put me in a different state. So when you talk about music, when I write a song or coming up with lyrics and music and stuff, I go into that same kind of weird state where you're just kind of like, okay, let me have this thing come at me and let me make this thing happen. When I'm writing storyboards for my original comic books and just writing stuff up, I could do a page every 2 minutes, just writing up the panels and how the sequencing is, because I already have the idea before I put my pen down and start scribbling it out. And I'm not worried about the quality, because I have line artists and colorists and letters and layout artists, and even I have story editors. They edit the crap out of my stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
and they know I can take it. I could take, because all I want it to be good. Help me make it good. I just got the idea. Just help me make it better. And so they're not afraid to give me crap when I think it's crap.
Hey, that's you need to surround yourself with the right kind of people. You don't want yes men.
Absolutely.
You want who the people that are going to push you to be the best you can. I'm so curious about this because of what you're saying with the creative side of it. When you talk about, before I put pen to paper, I have the vision. Is it do you see the story beats artistically, like visually, or is it more, do you first have like the structure of the narrative and then put the pictures around it?
You're gonna laugh. Some of my stuff I had that first graphic novel, Genesis 2. I wrote it 5 pages at a time. I never knew what the ending was going to be. Never knew, I didn't want to have the structure. See, because life is not like that. You don't have structure in life. You don't know what's going to come up next. You're lucky if a month from now, you're doing what you thought you were going to do a month from now.
I like that.
I never write. So I have short stories, like 4 pages long. Those things I just bang it out and I'm done, because it's all like this. It just comes out of your head. Someone asked me, how do you write a song? I said, I have like 100 hooks that I don't have the rest of the lyrics for, because a hook will come. I go, I got to write that down. Or someone else will say something. I go, oh, that's great. I'm going to write that down. And then it sits there until, one day I'll looking at it and I'll go, oh, I got I got this tune in my head, and that matches up with the vibe of the lyric or the hook. So, and comics aren't, when I'm having an emotional moment about something, maybe something will calm me down, or by putting it out there, or I need to work on it, work it out of my head so that I can be healthier when I'm actually functioning in the real world. So keeps me sane.
Makes sense.
Keeps me sane.
We do have a question from the chats from Matthew. He says, if somebody were to start their own comics, what would you recommend they start out with first?
Start out small. Don't do what I did. I started out too big, and I couldn't. It was like 3 years later, and all this money spent. I almost didn't finish. So when later on I started doing comics, I started doing like, here, I'll do a 4-pager, or I'll do a 6-pager, and write a story that you can finish. Because once you finish the first one, the others will just start coming because your confidence is there that you can do it. And don't let anybody else tell you that, oh yeah, it sucks or anything. Just do it. Because some of it won't suck. And then some of it, that's when I have editors and other people come and says, Alan, this panel sucks, or what you just did, for this thing. Okay, all right, I get it.
So
start small.
Start small. Build yourself a good network that's going to tell you, how it really is, right? You don't want yes men, but you also don't want people that maybe are going to squash you. Oh, that's a waste of your time. So you want people that are going to support you, but also tell you how it is. I like that. Genesis 2, since we started talking about it, it has a wild concept, right? Childhood friends and global genocide, GMO inventions, forced evolution. There's a lot going on. What was the first image or idea that came to you that made you say, like, oh, that's the story,
This is interesting. We created the characters before we wrote the story. So I said, I want to have animals in it. I'll have a whole video I could share with you later. I said, I want to have some animals, but I don't want it to be like anything else. But let's have a giant dog and a giant cat, and then let's have a big monkey. And then it said, no, that's not good enough. Let's put some porcupine quills on that cat, and let's put an armadillo shell on that dog, and let's make and then my co-creator Christian says, wouldn't that be funny if we had a big bird that just kind of hit things and all the feathers would fly around? I go, that's it. Let's do a gorilla eagle. And then so we put it all together. So those are the 3 characters we came up with first. We didn't come up with a story. We just came up with the characters. And then it's like, okay, I was working on this. I was working as a physical therapist for that fantasy show, Into the Badlands. And I met Daniel Wu, who's one of the executive producers, and he's actually a family friend, and his wife's name is Lisa. So I just, I'll just make those guys the characters, right? So I just started adding the characters in, and then I just started to flesh out the story. Back then there was a lot of terrorism. Back in the 2018, there were terrorists. Al Qaeda was overrunning entire countries, right? Syria, this overran this. So we had this terrorism thing going on. I have tons of drone stuff going on with drones crashing into things, and that was 2018 when I did this. So that's 8 years ago. And so it's still very relevant today. I had a little scene, like little news clip with Elon Musk on Mars already. So I had a lot of fun because it was all pent up. I had spent about 20 something years just running my own business and being a physical therapist. And I did real estate. I did all sorts of other stuff. And I said, I got to do something that's just where my heart is there. And my dad had died just probably less than a year before that. So I said, I gotta do something because he's my overseer. He's the guy that always says, oh yeah, you gotta be a pillar of the community, and you gotta do this. And I'm like, I want to go have some fun.
Yeah. You got all that creative stuff inside you, man. You got to let it out. It's so funny. I'm a big proponent for mental health and these things, and especially veterans and PTSD and these things. And one of the pieces of advice I always give is, as a veteran, when you feel like you're missing something or you're missing the service and all that. Obviously, mental health services, that's all great. But one of the things I always recommend is find a creative outlet. It doesn't matter if it's music,
Absolutely.
writing,
Yeah.
art, doesn't matter what it is. I did stand-up comedy for a while just because I needed a way to express what I was going through and have control of that narrative.
That's
And
great.
it is such a powerful thing. It is such a powerful thing to you live and you die and you got big guns and you get the girl, and like having that creative control over it. It's such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us that I think maybe have trouble expressing our feelings and expressing what we're dealing with, being able to put that pen to the page is a powerful tool. I'm not struggling, but this character is really going through it, man. And the world hates him and he's struggling, and you pour all that out, man. And it's such a powerful thing. So I can't imagine for you at that time, just releasing that beast, and just, it must have been such a powerful thing.
Yeah, it was all pent up. And, I have an older brother who always thinks of me in poopy diapers because, that's what he saw me. And so, but he lives vicariously through me, my brother Lambert, and he's one of my biggest supporters, but he never says anything negative. Just, hey, make sure you don't spend too much money. That is my brother. And he's one, he's actually doing very, very well for her. And he says, I'm very proud of myself. I've done nothing for, like 7 years and I made millions. And I'm like, okay, but I said, I've spent millions and I'm having a good time.
Got it. You gotta
So
love it,
it's
man.
a whole different mindset. And, I like spreading everything. It's great to be able to be a generous person. And and you were, I was treating you out to lunch, but there's this thing culturally, this Chinese guy at the table pays. I said, no, you can't pay.
That's
so
fair.
that was sort of,
That's
fair enough.
I'm curious because I'm always fascinated by the creative aspect and how these things are built. And so when you're writing and building a comic book like Genesis 2, like you talked about, like the characters came first, but when you're looking at the story, is it do you think visually first? Do you think character first? Do you think big world concept first? Like narratively, how are we building the story? How are you going from thing to thing?
I basically imagined it was like short TV episodes, and it's kind of putting it all together, 5 pages at a time. And I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself to kind of do this. Oh, you got to have a Bible and you got to do this. And you see everyone has these rules. Here, you got to do this way and you got to do it that way. And you know what? Being a healthcare provider in this country, there's so many rules. I'm so sick of rules. I'll just, when I'm creating my own stuff, I'll do whatever the way I want to do it. And I would say if someone else was out there and I just said, hey, just keep it short. The only thing is because I don't want you to put out too much energy to do something really big and then it didn't pan out.
Interesting.
All right. So I don't want you to repeat a mistake I made, which is just start small and your stuff might be really good, small, and then you just keep expanding on that skill set.
Scale, right?
Yeah.
Scale up.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about this because GenSeven Creations, it seems to be built around original IP, obviously.
All original IP.
And in today's entertainment world, everybody seems to be chasing, right, the brands, the known entities, the brands, the IPs, all that. How hard, from a business standpoint, how hard is it to convince people to care about something that's new, that's original?
It is so hard. I have advice from all these people who are telling me how to. Oh yeah, you got to get a Reddit. You got to get all these different kind of feeds, and you got to work on it and build your fan base and all the other stuff. And truth be told, I have no time to do that, and I don't want to hire somebody to do that. And they have the fun while I'm just sitting there paying them for it. So I have a really hard time. It isn't about control. No, it's about having fun, right? And if you're paying somebody else to have fun, you're doing something wrong. If you're paying someone to have because you want to enhance something because you're not good at it, then you're smart, because that's what you should do. You should pay people for their skill sets, right? They should honor them. Again, so I know I could write stuff and build a fan base, but it's just so hard to sit there, and I don't do that for a living. My living is taking care of people. I run a multi-million-dollar healthcare company. That's my living, and I'd rather spend time doing that because I am doing really good work. It's honorable, noble work. I'm doing it all the time. And, let's face it, comics are fun, right? And I don't want to put too much of my energy and distract myself and then miss something that's happening here and this place blows up. That would not be good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Sounds old fashioned and kind of fuddy-duddy, but
no. That's, hey, we're speaking truth to power, man. It is the reality of it. Your site, I was taking a look at it, and it makes a point of saying that GenSeven creates non-AI comics. And
yes,
the whole AI, I know it's a very touchy subject for a lot of people, especially in the creative world. There are use cases, there are not use cases, there's all these different things. Why was that important enough for you to call out directly, in your opinion?
I think it's too easy to confuse things nowadays because we're in the middle and there's nothing that has a stamp that says AI generated art or not AI generated art. It's just like when people do bodybuilding, you have the steroids and the non-steroid stuff. It's the same thing. It's like, okay, what kind of art do you do? Well, I work with artists and I do not want to replace them. Now, do I want to enhance? Sure. But am I going to use AI to enhance things? Not the comic books. I have to draw the line, right? You got to draw the line. And so another group that's drawn the line, and I'm a co-owner of Heavy Metal International, which is formerly Heavy Metal Adult Illustrated magazine, and they drew the line too. At first there was a little bit of what's this AI stuff? And this is back in 2024 that stuff was coming out. What's this AI stuff? I wonder what we should do about it. I said, are you guys going to be non-AI? What are you guys going to do? Because you guys are an art magazine. So what do you think? And initially there was a pause and they said, we're not sure yet. And that was a good answer because, they were always using original art, hand-drawn, everything, or at least, digital hand-drawn. And so later on, they just drew the line and says, no, we're not going to do any AI. And I took that as a sign for me to do the same thing. And I think a publishing company that wants to show that they still respect artists and the hard work and the quality, they need to just not do that.
Yeah.
And, let everybody else experiment. I mean, I experiment with AI. I have a lot of fun with it. It just cracks me up.
Yeah. I
do all sorts of things.
It's so true. It's a hard thing to find because it's a delicate balance of, we don't want to take away from the creatives and the people that work so hard and build a life over this. But like, is it a tool that's empowering? I mean, I imagine like when the automobile was invented, it's like, well, we're taking jobs away from hardworking horses, like they can't, they're not, but it's the future and it's the advancement. And so I'm always open to the dialogue of, I've spoke with creatives, I've spoke with artists and writers and things who are fiercely against it. And then I've spoken to businesses and low-level creators who are like, I don't have the money to make a logo or so if an AI can do it for me in 2 seconds, then something to do until I can get to a place where I can pay someone to do it. So it's a lot.
Yeah. It in a weird way, it does even the playing field in some respects. I mean, I've seen some movies that are, not like short movies that are already made 100% with AI, and you could tell it's AI. But the story, they were trying to use a proof of concept or just trying to use a story to do something, and it was actually, it was pretty amusing. So again, are we going to be swarmed with all sorts of AI shorts done by people who are just, but they're trying to get their message out there. They're trying to do the thing. It's already a very crowded field, and I think a lot of people who are very insecure about their situation, I totally can understand why there's a gut reaction, and it's basically they're threatening their survival,
Yeah.
their livelihood. And so I have one of my my editor in chief, Jeremiah Lambert. He is so anti AI. I'm not even going to talk about it at Comic-Con. We're not allowed to talk about it. And that's okay. That's our rule. We made a rule. We're not going to talk about AI. Nobody talks about it because it's such a trigger. And you know, I have a picture of Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick was doing this AI company, and he came to my booth. I have a picture of me with him, and I got so much hate for just holding. I said, but I like him as a quarterback for the 49ers. I didn't know what his company was about, but oh my God, the hate that was heaped on me for just that. Yeah. And it's like, this is crazy, you know? And again, you know, artists are emotional people. That's where we get our energy from. And what I was, but I don't, you see, that's the difference, is that if you're doing it because you're passionate, because it's fun, and you get a lot out of it, it's one thing. If you make a living out of it and this thing starts to come around, yeah, it's like the milkman and a refrigerator, just like you said, you know, all of a sudden, all these people are out of business. I don't see people throwing away their smartphones. You know, they like technology. I don't see, you know, so without being a hypocrite, okay, I'll draw the line on certain things. I really will. I'll say, I'm not going to do that. Right. But am I using it to help me with my plan of care for some of my patients who give me a 10-page document and says, this is all the stuff I do. What am I doing wrong? Well, the first thing I say is, you need to cut that in half. So then I ask AI, hey, this guy's having all this pain. Look at all the stuff he's doing. They say, I think he needs to cut it in half. They go, he needs to at least cut that in half. And then I see. Yep. And AI is an aggregator. It is not a creator. Lawyers are using it now. Healthcare professionals, because we want to draw upon the latest research and bog it down so we know that, yes, we are doing the right thing for you. Yeah. That's what it's for. Is it so that we can create stuff, original content? We know AI borrows from everything. Right. So it's not original, but
it's a copy. You know, it's a mimic at best, you know, of something that exists. It's not, for those that think that, oh, it's creating something. Like, no, it's mimicking. It's copying. It's sampling all the things that exist. So we need the humans, the creatives that can just come up with something original off the top of their heads and create. Like a dog, eagle, gorilla eagle, you know. AI's never going to come up with that. No, man, we need people for that.
You say chimera, which is the hybrid type of beast, right? And Greek mythology, they had the one with the lion tail and snake heads or whatever. Right. So you can have something like that, but to create it specifically in the way that you want, I want the porcupine quills to be like this, and I want it to be this big. It needs to be this color. And see, that's humans.
That's creative, yeah.
That's humans designing it.
And we can't sell you short either, because you've also built music that it feels very personal. There's, songs
it is all personal.
Straight Into the Ocean, A Name in Your Book, Remember, all the, like, I almost got the vibe of like these songs are therapy. Or are they storytelling, or are they a mix of both? Tell us.
You got it all. That's exactly what it was. I had a bad breakup, and there's no way I would have gone nuts if I hadn't put it out there. And then people could sometimes feel it. They go, oh, I could feel that this person got hurt. And that's what I wanted. I was, hey, I got hurt. And, it was a message in a bottle. Is the person that I wrote it for ever going to hear it? Did she ever listen to it? I don't know. It's okay. But yeah, she never bothered.
It's your version of it. And a lot of artists will make music videos, sure. Yours end up feeling more like short films. So when you write a song, do you already see the movie version of it in your head, or does that come way later?
There is, sometimes I drew a comic book about some of the music videos, and that was cool. A Name in Your Book, and she did have a book with names in it, by the way. So that was cool. And anyway, that was I drew a comic book about the thing. It was like, the storyboards, and then we turned it into a music video. So yeah, but it was that was the hardest music video to make, because I had my wife in it, and she goes, "Why am I always breaking up with you in these music videos? I just act."
Yeah.
And so she did a great job, and of course, she knows that when you're on the camera, you exaggerate everything so that, because people need to see the movement. And so she was kissing me, but she was eating my face like a zombie. And it was, you could look at it, she goes, "Well, that's a great kiss." So, yeah, but if you're on the receiving end of, that's something else.
The things you don't know, man. The things you don't know.
Well, now you know.
We're learning. We're learning all about it.
Now you know.
With your music, you've gotten to work with some really heavy hitters.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I was looking through a list of it. People that are connected to Guns N' Roses and Primus and Third Eye Blind and Tenacious D.
Yeah.
How do you build trust with collaborators at that level? Because that's a different kind of level.
Well, I can't say exactly how I met everybody, but let's put it still has to do with my profession.
Right.
And how I met people through my profession is how I met some of these other folks. And although, let's say Ryan Salazar was through another connection of mine that wasn't physical therapy, it was all music. And, but, musicians they're very magical people. They have their own ideas of how life works. But I can tell you, Brain Mantilla, who's the drummer for Primus and was for Guns N' Roses, he told me I was a very lucky guy. Like, what do you mean I'm lucky? You guys just do music all the time. It's great. He goes, "Alan, we have to do other people's music too, not our own. You can do whatever you want." Because I had a career, right? And this sounds very fuddy-duddy. Oh my God, here's the parent immigrant story. It's like, or the strict parents, or the Mormons. No, I basically worked my ass off so I could have the freedom later on. But guess what? I might not have lived to see it. I had cancer when I turned 44. I might not have lived to see all the stuff that's happening right now. And now it's been 21 years ago, and I survived. I was terminal, but somehow I don't think I was finished yet. Someone thought I wasn't finished yet.
Yeah, you had more things to do. You had more.
I had a lot more things to do.
More things to create, man. Now, and you've gotten a lot of festival recognition for your music films.
A lot of awards. I got all sorts of. I got all sorts of. I got these. This is the best trophy. I like this trophy the best. Yeah.
That is awesome.
So yeah, those are.
So
still standing.
and I mean this with all the respect. Does that validation matter? Is it important, or is it just kind of a byproduct of making the thing that you want to make and just getting recognized for it?
I think I needed some validation because I didn't go to film school. I didn't go to art school. I didn't go to real estate school. I went to PT school. That's the real deal. And I didn't go, I didn't go to Juilliard's and all the music schools either. I didn't do any of that stuff. It was all kind of self-taught and, relying on people who are better than me, experts. And I think if you take your ego out of the equation and you have the capital, which I built from doing many, many different things, then you can go and venture out and try these other creative stuff and see what the feedback is. And so, but did I tell you I got submitted for a Grammy in 2020? Okay. So what's so funny about it? Okay, there are 200 people who got submitted in my category, and that's best solo pop performance. And guess who got nominated? It wasn't me. It was Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Billie Eilish, and a couple of other people. And I was like, "Oh, those losers
missed it by that much."
Yeah, just like that. But no, it wasn't. But it was nice just to be submitted.
Yeah, that's a huge honor. Yeah. That's a huge honor.
But then guess what? After that, I said, "Okay, that's enough." I didn't want to go on that trip.
Well, if
It's
Taylor
crazy.
Swift's gonna win everything, fuck it. Why even bother? You know?
She deserves it. I mean, granted, she had a little bit of privilege to get to where she is, but it's all hard work.
Yeah.
You don't stay there. A lot of people don't stay there very long. They just go plip, and they're gone.
Yeah.
It's a work.
Yeah. One hit wonders. There's a reason
bless
it's
them.
called one hit wonder.
Yes. Yeah, bless them. They're doing great. So yeah, I'm more because I saw how hard it was myself. I said no way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, speaking of that, there's a major difference, in my opinion. There's a major difference between being creative and actually producing something. So,
yeah,
what's the part of production? Because you're a guy who's gotten to the finish line so many different times with so many different projects. What's
Thank you,
the part of production that most dreamers underestimate?
They underestimate the cost. And the cost, it could be capital, actual financing, time and energy, the actual talent that you have to do, if you have to have the actual talent, and then relying on people. You have to rely on other people to get your stuff done. I've seen some people who DIY the whole thing, and no one's perfect. No one can fill all the voids. So that, they may have these really great cinematography and lousy soundtrack. You got to have everything's got to be put together a certain way in order for it to be good. And so it's I always try to have people who first of all, they got to like me. I don't want someone who doesn't, who's just doing it for a paycheck, because I can tell you I've made that mistake many times. And some people are just there for the paycheck. They couldn't care less. And they're just, they're the imposters. And there's a lot of them out there. I'd rather, the posers don't cost anything. They just pose. You're just like, okay, you look great, thanks. But the imposters are the ones to look out for. And someone asked me, what's the most important thing in this industry, if you go to the creative industry? Someone who's honest. Because they'll say, I can do it, or I can't do it. Honesty. That is my high value for everything.
I love that. And kind of touching on something you mentioned before, that you were already successful before you got into the entertainment and the creative world. You were already successful. You built a practice. Does that make the creative leap easier because you have the resources now? Or
yes.
Or here's the other side of it. Is it harder because you have more to lose should things go awry?
That is an amazing question. That's why I cut off the music thing, because all you do is you're paying promotion, you're paying for hotels, you're paying for travel, you're paying for other musicians. All the money is going out. So my warning to everyone is that someone said to me, and this is a few years ago, it takes $1 million to break into the industry, which means that now you owe $1 million. And so to make the next million, to pay off that million, you're either going to have to sign a contract and tour 50 states, you know what I mean? And just go. And why do you think a lot of people, you don't see sustainability in the industry anymore? That's gone. So, so I wasn't being a business guy. I said I wasn't going to pay $1 million to maybe make the next $1 million and then not see my friends, not see my family. Maybe my business would disappear because I wasn't there minding the business, and things fall apart while I'm gone. Once you've built something, you've got to maintain it. If you take your eye off for too long, things will collapse. Trust me. And so what I did was, I realized, okay, doing comic books is really relatively easy because I could do it from home. I can do it on an airplane. I can do it on a beach. I can do it when I'm traveling. I can do it even when I'm sleeping. I can think about a comic book. When you're a performer, when you're doing music, and you got to make a concert after concert, you got to make the deadlines. You got to do all this other stuff. You got to also record all this new music because the whatever Universal contract says you have to do all these things. You don't have your life anymore. And I want my life, and it's not a cop out. It's just what makes me happy.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely. I loved doing stand-up comedy. The thing that killed me is you have to travel. You have to move.
Oh God.
Your earliest performance is 11 p.m. on a given night. Like, I couldn't be away from home that much. I'm like, I love doing what I do now because I get to sit at home and
You got a
talk to
beautiful
these.
house, by the way.
This
I
is
love your
the man
collection.
cave, yeah, the man cave,
Yeah.
the nerd cave. But you know, and it's so important to me, that balance of I get to live a life, I get to work, and I get to do the thing that I enjoy, and it's so
Right.
important for you. I'm curious because you, like, I think we've hit it over the head enough, but you run a successful physical therapy practice. What did running that business teach you that helped you in the realm of publishing and producing and all these other things?
I think the people skills you develop dealing with people who are in pain or suffering and all that stuff, that made my ability to go out there and just talk to people in general easier. Any business is about establishing trust and credibility, right? So having a business like this and being able to run it reputably gave me a lot of credibility when I just walk out there and I said, hey, with Heavy Metal Magazine, that was crazy. It was so much fun being interviewed to be an investor. So we talk about where do you get that? And then I said, look, you can look me up. This is who I am. I do all this other stuff. So they get the website and I send them all my other, my professional website stuff. And so they knew when I said I would be able to help, invest, they knew I would be good to my word.
Mm.
Right. And also didn't help. It did help that my mom also was from Sydney, Australia too. So that was hilarious. And because they were based in Australia, all the owners are some of the owners.
Right.
So the CEO is in Sydney, and that's funny. I told my mom's from Sydney, so we were having a laugh. I said, "This is still Australian-owned company then," because I'm from. So the people skills help. Having the business established help because it also was. But most of my money did come from capital for fun came from real estate. Mm. So I did a commercial real estate. I flipped buildings, couple buildings. Apartment house, and then flipped another. That's where the fun money comes from. Is something that, and that takes capital to
time,
get that
effort,
stuff.
Yeah.
It's always that. But but I worked hard. I've worked. When I started this business, I worked 80 to 100 hours a week for probably the first 5 years. The next 5 is probably like 80 hours, and the next 5 was 70. And you just work.
Yeah.
And then you finally, if you live long enough, which I barely did, then you can. Yeah, but that's my story. I know some people want to just say, "Hey, I just invested $5 in crypto and I got $1 billion." Well, thank God for you, man. You're so lucky.
If only.
Yeah.
And GenSeven has had a presence at San Diego Comic-Con, which we always joke about. Like that's the Super Bowl for us nerds. Yes. And the Mecca, the Holy Land, the Nirvana, all that. What does San Diego Comic-Con mean to an indie publisher, right? Tell us, like, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to be there?
Hey, I'll be honest, it's bragging rights. Let's just face it. It's you go to a Comic-Con and I can tell you, you're not going there to make a lot of money. You're going there because either that's what you've been doing for decades. I know Monty Moore, he's the guy behind me. He could make money. That guy's been going there for 20 years, and I've never seen anybody work as hard as him. He works hard. And then William Stout, who's icon, he's across from me, and he's an incredible artist. So and they sell their art, but it's still you go there because it's a mecca. That's your you are so good, you get to come here. And the story behind how I got there was I went to WonderCon and I brought all my giant sculptures and everything, and people said, "This is like the best booth." And I said, "Well, I want to be at Comic-Con." And they go, "Well, it's a 5 to 6 year waiting list." And I said, "Can you shorten it a little bit for me?" And guess what? Someone canceled, and I got their booth.
Wow.
And then I've been there ever since. And Comic-Con, of all the honorable, noble convention vibes, culture, the minute you get in, you have to basically totally not come back and not pay your bills in order for them to let your booth go to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
there's
same
some
same thing with the
brotherhood.
cover.
Yeah.
We're on the back page of the events guide. As long as I'm paying for it, I've got first dibs. I got first right of refusal. They're really, really honorable. They're not going to let some other. Let me tell you, it could be like NBC or some other streaming company go, oh, we want that back page. He goes, no, you got to talk to him first.
Wow.
Never have they, done that. The reason why I got that back cover is during one of the writer strikes, everything kind of bombed out, and then I was able to get the cover because their investor, whoever uses the cover, backed out suddenly, and I've been there ever since.
That's amazing.
So continuity. Oh, consistency. You got to be consistent, and people need to rely on your character.
Yeah.
Because if you can't rely on people, then it's like, well, what? And there's a lot of unreliable people in the creative industry.
and I've been fortunate that I've gotten to become friends with a lot of people that have booths and things, and it's so funny that you echo exactly what so many of them say, where maybe not a smaller convention or like a little small town Comic-Con, but something like San Diego Comic-Con, they're like, you're lucky if you break even on it, right?
Yes.
Financially. And it's really about the exposure. It's about the networking. It's about the connection. It's about building the brand. It's about, facing the public. It's about all those things, even like for me as a press member, it's about clout, right? It's about posting, hey, I'm here. I'm doing this thing. I'm going to lunch with this guy. And knowing full well, I lose money going to Comic-Con. Big time.
Oh yeah,
it is a
that's a
steep difference, but it's all about like those relationships that look, a year later, here we are sitting talking together. And
I love this. This is great.
It's those connections that are built at Comic-Cons and these kind of massive events. I think the average person thinks, oh, if you have a booth, you must be raking in millions of dollars. And it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I with the heavy metal stuff, they used to have a gigantic booth, and it's like huge, 400, maybe 450 square feet, and you walked in and you had all the stuff. But to be honest with you, heavy metal is not about a booth; it's about the art in their the output that they're putting out now. Now, they have, sometimes a little bit delays are going on, but the whole point of having the delays is to get the art really, really good in order to put out something really, really good. And I think that's more important than meeting a deadline. Sometimes you've got to do it right. Right? They delay airplane flights because, I'm sorry, our mechanics are fixing something. And I'm always happy because I want my plane to go down.
Right? Imagine they're like, look, I know we need gas, but we got to make that deadline. We got to get out of here. It's like, you're not going to make it to the destination.
Yeah, no. You just got to make people wait.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
give them. Yeah. So there's that. And so I'm just glad that, we are there and that I have made some friends there. And, they know I support, artists, and they're curious about, what are you doing? Are you doing this now? And I'm just I'm finding my way. Everyone's finding their way. I'm still going to be finding my way when I'm 85.
That's
sure.
But that's what life's all about, right? It's the adventure. It's not the destination. It's the journey, man. It's how we get there.
Well, actually, you know what? Funny you mentioned that. It's Brad. I was listening to this thing about Brad Pitt was talking, and this quote comes from a kid's book. It's not just the destination. It's not really the journey. It's the company. Look at us. It's the company, my man. And yes,
company.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's the company.
I love it.
Okay, so yeah.
That's so good. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps, man.
Yeah, it's really about the people.
What is, because we've kind of touched on a lot. We've touched on making the art. We've talked on funding the art. We've talked on getting people to notice the art. What have you found to be the most difficult part of the process? Was it making it? Was it funding it? Was it getting people to notice it?
Getting people to notice. And, a lot of people go out there. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Pull down my pants and then get people and put my comic book over it. And hey, look, what am I supposed to do? And we're in a crowded field and people say, oh, it's really competitive. I said, no, it's not competitive. It's whoever does the most outrageous thing to create attention because they want to have eyes on it, right? And so, but do I want to stoop to those levels? I don't need to stoop. I can just do it my way. And if I don't make it, then I just did it my way, and that's okay. I've done. It's not like it's like some of our vet folks which are homeless. I tried to keep one of my vet friends housed, and it was hard because the mental illness thing was the worst thing about it because you just cannot keep it all straight.
Yeah.
So that's money you throw at something that you're not necessarily going to benefit. Well, nobody benefit. Borrow some time, but it didn't. The conclusion wasn't what I wanted. And so when you do a comic book, you're finished, right? And you have a story. I can have a comic book museum in my house, in my cellar, and everybody can come and look at it. Ooh, and that's fun. And then, so I will tell you some good news is that I do have a $40 million production budget agreement. But that means, hold on, but that doesn't mean anything because if you don't have distribution, they will hold the distribution before they give you the $40 million to do it. So I have to have something from Netflix or Prime or something that says, whoa, your shit's good. We're going to distribute your stuff. And then all of a sudden the money will come and then all of a sudden we're making something. So it's tricky. So now that I know all this stuff, I can teach a class on all this stuff from what I was going to call it from zero to hero, but I haven't gotten the hero point yet. I'm still like kind of closer to zero than I am but at least I have something to show for all this stuff and something to talk about. Yeah. Right. And then, so yeah, another thing, if anybody's really wondering how I even got to the point where I got a contract, get yourself a really good agent, not an agent who just wants to make money off of you. Get one that's honest. They'll tell you your stuff stinks. Or what they'll say to be nice to you if your stuff stinks, I can't help you. That's what the words they use. I cannot help you. Then you'll realize that translates, oh, my stuff stinks. So, but this guy actually liked a lot of my stuff. And then it turned out eventually he started to like me. So,
that's not a bad thing.
I know. You gotta. So, yeah, we're still working on stuff together. We're on a pause for marketing things right now, but then we're going to push again, probably late fall. We're going to push Genesis. He's open to the AI stuff. He says a lot of this stuff can be AI, CGI, practical effects, and live action. You blend it all together. There is a space for it to be put together so you could decrease your budget so you could afford to do some of the crazy stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. And absolutely right.
And a lot of times, let's say it's a hill you want to die on. I'm like, well, I'm not going to have AI and CGI and all that. It's like, okay, well, then you're not going to get this because there are people that have the keys to the kingdom and they won't distribute it. They won't fund it. They won't produce it. They won't do all those things. So, you got to pick your battles, but also be willing to adapt and evolve and change and go with the times. You talked about, having the right agent. And to me, that's talking about building the right teams around you, right? So
absolutely. Team building. You hit it. I mean, in the military, you guys know you gotta have a team. You want to survive, you have your team. And so the whole thing is, if you want to flourish in this industry, in the creative industry, you have to have a team. There's some people who DIY'd it. They did it themselves. God bless them. They're amazing. But again, I mean, is that truly sustainable to do all that? I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to put that kind of pressure on myself to have to do it, force myself to have to do those things in order to pay my bills or to be able to retire on. I mean, many of our people in the military service, I mean, even the pensions that you guys get, it's enough to just barely stay alive.
Barely.
So I'm barely. So again, that's why it's important. I think a lot of people who have not served just do not understand the stuff that everyone's going through, and so I'm, anyway,
Oh, we
it's
appreciate it.
yeah. Thank you. I just
I
wanted
know,
to say that.
I know where it's coming from. I know it's coming from such a nice place. I get it. And it's true. But we're here to talk about you, man. We're here to talk about you.
Yeah, but I just want to acknowledge.
See what I tell everybody. This guy's incredible. He's incredible. What is as we're winding down, because I don't want to hold you any longer. We could talk for hours, dude. I
know
love talking.
We'll get back together and we'll be talking. Don't worry.
This is just a prelude to our future conversations. What's the project you're most excited for people to discover moving forward?
I got it's actually the one I wish people would discover is that did I send you my Triple X comic book about? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Now, of course, people will think, "Oh, that guy's a freak," and he's this. You don't say that about Stephen King. Right. He does all sorts of crazy stuff. But
there might have been a cannibal. There might have been a cannibal involved. There might have been, It's not how far from heavy metal was that?
Make cannibalism funny. Can you make it funny? And I did make it funny. People, you were okay. Look, so the whole thing is, now I'll leave you with a quote that one of my artists did at the end, because I had him doing a weenie roast, and he said, "I am so tired of drawing dicks." So that was a funny bit. Anyway,
I know a lot of veterans that have said the same thing. Let's wrap up with this. Maybe for someone that's never heard your music or they've never picked up a GenSeven book, where should they start? If people have enjoyed this conversation and they want to get into your creative world, where should they start?
My website, which is in some need of updating, but it's just Allen Ling Music, or I think it's Allen Ling Music. Can't remember how, but anyway, it has all my comic books and everything else in there too. But it says ALLENLingmusic.com, and I think all the stuff's in there.
Yes.
But you can see some pretty heartbreaking footage. You can see my wife almost naked. Well, she is naked, but you just don't see the parts. And then, and then let's see what else is exciting. So I have this one song. It's a love song. And it has all these ballerinas. That's not AI. That's real. So, we did all the stuff real. There's no AI in any of the stuff that you see on my website. I showed, some of my AI generated stuff, but it's not for public consumption.
Of course. No, that's private. That's like it's like your own porn stash. You keep it. That's private. That's not for the public.
All right.
Dude, I gotta say, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on and for doing this.
Thanks you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I've put the website in the chat so that people can find you.
Well, thank you.
Do you have a social media that you want to promote?
No, you can just look at the website. I'm not really super active. By the way, this is going to be fun. I will be posting something on Twitter for the first time, and I'll call a one-off, and it's called which stands for MMMMM, but it's about Marilyn Monroe meeting Elon Musk on Mars.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to post it on Twitter, and we'll see what happens. If it blows up, it'll be a lot of fun to see it blow up.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll send it. You know what? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
There you go. I get the exclusive.
Yeah, I know you love I know you love previews.
Hey, yeah, hell yeah, man. I'd love to take a peek at the early stuff. I feel like we've touched on everything pretty much, but is there anything else that you want to talk about, that you want to announce, that you want to speculate, that you want to badmouth, anything at all before we let you go?
I'll speculate on a little bit of the future
Let's
of
do it.
of the entertainment industry.
Yes.
I think AI is going to not replace, but it'll enhance a lot of the production stuff that we see, and people will be able to put money into actors. They won't have to say, "Oh, we got to cut here because all the budget's going to special effects," because a lot of money does go into special effects, and then the actors don't get that much money. I'll be honest with you. You think the actors are rich? You know, the guy who played Chadwick Boseman, he was Black Panther. When he died, he had less than $1 million net. That's not a lot of money. And so I just want to let you know, people are being used, and it's good to see the actors actually get what they're worth so that they can buy a house. Actors don't get enough money sometimes to even buy a house, because guess what? No bank will loan an actor money because it's a gig economy.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if actors get paid and the budget actually goes to them. So if anybody's listening to this right now, they're going to say, "Well, that's a fine idea." Well, of course it is. But now they're saying, "Oh, let's just replace the actors with, some more CGI." So, a lot of commercials that you see on TV, those are all AI now. All the commercial actors and all the other, they're gone.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
I don't know. I just want to put that out there. So hopefully, some production company will start to realize that maybe there's a good way to do that, and not just trying to just shave off the budget.
We have always, this is a pop culture show, and we have always stood, anytime there's been a writer strike, an actor strike, we stand with them, because they are the ones, like you said, it's the companies that are making all the money, and it's the people the creatives that are eating all the shit pretty much. Absolutely.
Well, I would comment on that, but it would strike too close to home about how, you get, what I'm saying. I'm not going to say it here, but you already get it. So yeah. I already feel, that's why I feel really bad about a lot of stuff, is because, just people are using other people, and it's always, and there's a power structure. I get it. Okay. I get it. Yeah. That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe someday we'll change it, flatten it out a little bit.
One day we gotta flatten the curve, man. We gotta flatten the curve.
It's gotta flatten. Yeah.
Dude, you are phenomenal. I thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us and let us peek into your world a little bit.
Yeah.
You are
great.
Incredible. You are the man. I hope everyone that's listening right now, go check out Genesis, go GenSeven Comic Studios, Productions, all of it. Check out Allen's music. It's incredible. It's beautiful. Check out the videos. And me and you, I mean, we text each other. We know.
I'm going to see you at Comic-Con, my friend.
we will absolutely break bread once again.
I'll try to get you to a snob dinner. We have a few of them lined up. So I know I took you to snob lunch, but we'll try to do something.
Hey man, just the opportunity to hang out and swap stories. It's always a privilege. I appreciate so much what you do. And yes, we will be in touch. And I'm very excited for heavy metal and for Genesis and for all the other things you got working on, man. I can't wait to bring you on as a guest next year so we can talk about all the other stuff that's coming down the pike. And,
I sure do something. I'm working. I actually one of Phil Tippett's one of his longtime employees might come and help me with some of my stuff. And so it's just an honor to work with so many really great people. You're right. How do I do this? And it's like, I just love people. So that's what happens. Yes. They show love back. And I think it's important.
I've said it a million times. You put good into the world and good comes back to you every time. So
and I agree with that. Absolutely.
I'm so proud. So glad that we got in touch and that we continue this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go say goodbye to my guest in private, and you all can hang tight for a minute, and then we'll wrap up the show after that. So I'm going to give you the last word here, last 5 seconds before we go to break to say goodbye to the audience and close this out.
I hope it's been a entertaining, if not informative, radio interview, and CQ's always he's I think he's my biggest fan. My wife comes a distant 10th.
Outstanding, outstanding,
All right.
awesome. We
Okay.
will toss it to a break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
In the shadows of the city bright, where heroes rise and take the fight, there's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ at the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends in those crazy scenes, pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Marvel at the twists and turns, villains playing, heroes learn. Every episode we'll discern lessons from the past to learn. Games we play and books we read, CQ's wisdom's what we need. Memories that make us bleed, together we will take the lead. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another fight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight.
Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. I am, of course, CQ, and that was the incredible Allen Ling. What a legend. What a legend. I'm going to close out the show here and just wanted to say that it's been, oh, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. I mean, just, you know, I'm so blessed to get to do this, to love pop culture and comics and movies and TV, and then get to meet and share that passion with these incredible creative people. Man, I mean, what else can I say? I mean, how lucky am I? And how lucky are you by proxy to get to share it with me? And I appreciate each and every one of you that hangs out with us and geeks out with us each and every week. There's so many more things that I want to say and things that I want to tease. Obviously, I can't, not yet, but soon. WTF Nation Radio and Pop Culture Warrior and all the other shows, we're coming into some exciting times. We're coming into some changes, some evolutions, some things that very, very excited for. People are working tirelessly behind the scenes to make some really incredible things, and I'm very excited to be talking about it very soon. So just hang in there. And as always, this has been just a phenomenal time. Make sure you catch all the other shows around the week, regardless of catch, the King of Me, where they talk relationships, and Monday edition, where you get your news and headlines. Wednesdays, you get your sports, all your sports talk. And for those that remember the Smoke Pit, it's coming back soon. Very soon. It's the lights at the end of the tunnel. Radar is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Radar and the Smoke Pit will be coming back soon. Thursdays, we've got Sergeant's Time for all your military. If you guys are still active or still curious about what it's like being active, join Sergeant's Time. Every other Friday, we've got FTX, our in-person tabletop exercise where we get together and play games. Very soon, we're going to be giving away games too, because we have such a massive collection. We've got to start unloading them. So we'll be giving away games that we've played on FTX to you fans that are watching. Saturdays, weekend co-ops with Nemo. Or if you're into video games and digital co-op play, that's your show for Saturdays. And then Sundays, start your week off right. The Reset. Noon on Sundays with Dr. J, giving you all these really great insights into mental health, grief and trauma, and all these tools and techniques to kind of take that next step in your journey. Right, wherever you are, in the highs of the lows, the Reset's just, Dr. J is awesome, and she gives such great feedback and tips and tricks, and just how to approach life and do better and be better, which we could all use. So amazing things happening around the station, and there's more coming. Oh God, I can't wait till we can talk about it. But we have some really exciting, really cool things coming. And they're percolating, they're building in the background. So very cool. Appreciate all you. Hey Wayne, man, I appreciate you hanging out and chatting with us. And to all the people that have hung out and stayed with us and chatted with us, God bless y'all. I'm CQ. I want to thank Mad Mike for co-hosting with me, and Mr. Allen Ling for being super awesome and hanging out with us in the second hour, and all of you for hanging out with us. So with that, be good to each other. Go enjoy some pop culture, and we'll see you next week. Shots.
Let's see it.